That's the beach out there. This is my hotel. And that's the VFW. Hear the music? That was a nice little hotel. Tiny, real nice people though. Real nice staff. What's this telling me to do? Go left here. Alright. Hey everyone, and welcome to my video 9 days on a Suzuki Vstrom. This is going to be a 2012 Vstrom 650. Belongs to my father, and I took a trip to Florida in a roundabout way from Pennsylvania. So I'm going to be doing some voiceover throughout this because I don't have a in-helmet mic set up anymore. And I'm just bringing you along with me on this trip, tell you a little bit about it, what I did, how I did it, and stuff like that. So sit back, it's going to be a little longer but not extremely long. And I'm going to take you with me on my trip on a Vstrom 650. Okay, I actually started this video out on day 2 because day 1 was just me getting from Pennsylvania down to Beckley, West Virginia. I stayed in a hotel that night. So what you're seeing right now is me go down through Virginia and West Virginia. I'm headed to Pigeon River Campground in Tennessee. This is a nice campground which I'm about to show you, and this is just some scenery on the way down. I'm not shooting this video for like a real good videography style, documentary style video. Like I said, I'm just bringing you along with me. So it's not going to be a tight edit. It's just going to be an edit to show you the trip once again. So actually I was stopping to take a piss, and this guy had come down. I'm going to show you here. That's how nice people are down here. I stopped on that bridge, took a picture of the bike on the bridge, and the guy that owns this house, he said, "You want to take a picture? I own all that. I don't mind. No." I says, "All right then, man. I guess I will since you're offering." Now his wife's just watching me, but I'm gonna go. But he says, "I don't mind none at all." Oh boy. Beautiful place. I can see Gillenwater Loop off of 71 in Virginia here. So while I show you me setting up my tent, I want to say that this campground was beautiful. I was there basically by myself. I think there was one other like couple camping there and me, and I was the only tent camper. There was like one other RV. Oh, it was so nice. It was beautiful. So I pull up to my first night of camping. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. I'm the only one here. The only one that had a reservation tagged on the door. I'm on the freaking water. There's Wi-Fi. Like, what the hell? This is awesome. Little bamboo forest. All right, cool. The issue I had is I'd made dinner. I'm relaxing. I got there earlier. I'm checking it out. It's right on the river. And I hear it crashing. And at dusk, I could see across the river still. And there's a family of black bear. Now, black bear are probably harmless, but I got so tripped out. All I wanted to do was go to sleep and get up and leave because it was actually supposed to snow the next day. And it did get really cold and rain in the morning, but I left before the rain. Day 3 was just miserable. I spent my time running from here, which is Pigeon River Campground in Tennessee, to Gadsden, Alabama. Man, let me tell you, the hotel there was wonderful. I rode in the rain in the morning, but then it was cold, and when I got there, I was able to warm up. They had laundry at this hotel, so I'm going to pick it up on day 4. On day 4, I was headed to Pensacola Beach, Florida. Now, the way I'm coming in on the island is Navarre Beach. So what you're seeing is me coming across the bridge in Navarre Beach, which is also a beautiful place. I didn't stop there at all, but it goes from Navarre Beach through like this beautiful section of dunes, and I'll go ahead and put footage into that over to Pensacola Beach, Florida. It's just really amazing. The Gulf water is blue, and check this out. I spent the next 2 days in Pensacola Beach. I spent my time going to local bars and restaurants, a little shopping, and I did something I never done before. I rented a personal watercraft, whether it's a wave runner or jet ski or whatever you water guys call it. It was a sit-down sea-doo. And later in the video, I'll show more pictures, but here's just a few from the beach. And here we are 2 days later. I'm leaving Pensacola Beach the same way I came in. I went the whole way across the island, and I'm leaving through Navarre Beach because I'm heading to Georgia. As you can see, it's very hazy. It was supposed to storm the night before. It did not, just like when I was in Tennessee. But I did run into rain this day. And by rain, I mean I was saturated by the time I got to Georgia. Man, at least it was warm, but I was riding in tornado warnings, flash flood warnings, and high wind warnings for a better part of the day. I mean, it was, I'll tell you what, since I was road tripping, it wasn't bad. It sucked, it sucked being soaking wet. I mean, all my layers, I stopped and changed my shirt, but put my wet coat back on. But it was so wet at one point, I actually pulled over because I was tired of getting wet. But I went 6.5 hours that day to Georgia, and it continued to storm after I got to the hotel that night. This is South Carolina. Just come over the Savannah River maybe 10 miles ago, not even. And this is day 6, left Georgia, and what you're seeing here is Charleston, South Carolina. Obviously on my way to Isle of Palms to spend the next couple days there. I'm headed to my hotel, which is right on the beach, and it was right next to some bars and restaurants, and it was great. I had a great time in Isle of Palms, so here's some footage from that.
Never know what's running through my head, babe. Day after day I fear it's all the same. In my dreams everything's okay. Awake to find that it's not that way. Oh, I wanna go to the place where no one goes. Too many nights I've reached out for your touch, babe. I can't believe how real it all feels. In my dreams everything seems right. In my dreams it's true to life. Oh, I wanna go to the place where no one goes.
So this is the Isle of Palms, South Carolina. I'd stayed here Sunday night and liked it so much that I decided to stay another night. So today is Monday and I'll leave here tomorrow. I just hope I don't drop this GoPro. I have no floaty or nothing for it. Ooh. The water's not too bad. One of my favorite things to do is swim in the ocean. And I don't get to do it often enough. Like I'm like 100 yards out. It's like 2 feet deep. Like I'm on my knees. I think I'm gonna take this back in before I lose it. South Carolina. North Carolina. So again, this is on my dad's 2012 Vstrom 650 or DL 650. This isn't a review or anything of this bike, but I did spend a good 9 days on it. It's a great bike. I just wanted to point out a couple things I liked about it. It got great gas mileage, usually around 50, anywhere between 47 and 55 depending on how I was riding it. The bike is at 20,000 miles. I rolled over 20,000 miles, 21,000 miles, whatever. My total trip was 2,523 miles. That was round trip from Pennsylvania to Pennsylvania. I noticed when I was leaving Florida some like low speed noise, like a clunking, grinding, and I determined it to be that the chain and sprockets after 20,000 miles are worn out and the countershaft sprocket or the front sprocket is starting to, we always call it like shark tooth or shark fin, to where it was just catching on the chain. So the pitch of everything, the pitch of the chain and the front sprocket to the back sprocket was just making some clicking. And so my dad's going to go ahead and order new sprockets for that, seeing that this is his bike. About to turn over 2,000 miles on this trip. $1,999. Miles. Now, with that being said, I don't want you guys to think I just freeloaded Dad's bike, wore it out, and gave it back to him. Right before this trip, I did a service where I did engine oil and filter. I put spark plugs in it, new air filter, so I had to take the tank off and stuff for that. But I did some maintenance to the bike. Oh, and a new rear tire. I put a rear tire on. He didn't really need one yet, but since I was going to be gone for a while, I wanted a fresh rear tire on there. So, yeah, I did run the bike, and then I'm going to give it back to him needing parts, but I also did some maintenance for him already. This is probably the most reliable bike in our family up until I bought. I have a brand new Versys 300X. We have a lot of other bikes, but they're either of age or they're not designed for this trip. I have a dual sport, a DRZ 400. It could have done this, but it would have been rough. I have an 83 Venture that's in some of my videos. It falls apart about every 100 miles. Something breaks on it. Not really, but it's let me down, but not completely let me down. And same with Dad. He has dirt bikes and he has other street bikes, also 83 Ventures, 2 of them. And so, it was just this was the logical bike to take on a trip where I wouldn't have to worry about the bike. So it's hard for me to summarize this trip. Was it life-changing? No. Was it a great time? Yes. Did the bike do great? Yes. 9 days on a Suzuki Vstrom 650. I got to see a good part of the East Coast, or the eastern part of the United States. I learned that I don't enjoy camping solo so much. I prefer hotels when motorcycle traveling. I did learn that. Just nice to have a hot shower and a locked door to be behind. Not that I wouldn't camp more, but camping really alone and wasn't for me. I wasn't trying to find myself or anything. I just wanted to take a break from my job. Wanted to take a break for a while from all this coronavirus stuff and restrictions, and really the only state that still had the main part of restrictions was South Carolina. I mean, masks are being worn everywhere, and that's fine if you're into that and everything, but this captures that 2021, the year after coronavirus, and it's still here. So I went on a ride before I couldn't anymore, before I got tied up in debt somehow, which I don't know how, but I'm just saying I had the time, I took it. You need to, like every motorcycle travel video goes, they tell you just to go do it, and that's what you have to do, and that's what I did. I wasn't really unprepared at all. I was very prepared. I had enough money saved up, but I was only out 9 days. Some people want to go a month, some people want to go a year and live off their bike. That would be crazy, and I hope to do that someday. But I just wanted to, get away, and I did. So my summary is, if you're thinking about do it, which every video says. And don't be scared. Some people envy me, they're telling me anyhow, for just going out and traveling by myself for, a little bit more than a week. Which to me is crazy, seeing that there's people that travel years on their own, But it is fun. And the Suzuki's a good bike. And thanks for watching this video. I'm going to close it out with just a slideshow and whatever. Thank you.